Hey everybody! I'm here today to answer the very simple question of, is the magic mouse that you see right here actually worth it? That's right, I'll be answering that question of whether or not the magic mouse, the Apple Magic Mouse right here, is actually worth it. Well, this is going to be my perspective and my opinion. It all depends on what you think about these things that I'm going to be talking about, but this is my opinion on whether or not it's worth it. So let's get into this. First and foremost, I'm going to say this right off the bat. Yes, I do truly believe that the Apple Magic Mouse that you see right here, which I believe this is the second generation, as far as I can remember when I originally got it, which was a little bit ago. Yes, I do think that it is worth it for a variety of reasons. And I'm going to go over those reasons right now. The first thing that you should understand is that it does have a hefty price point. When you're comparing this mouse to the other mice that you can get that will work on computers and stuff like that, the price point of this is going to be significantly more than the average mouse. But it does offer you significantly more with regards to styling, design, features, and just general goodness, I should call it, than the average mouse. So you're going to pay above average for an above average product. So it does have a hefty price point. I don't remember what I paid for this. I know it was about $100. I think it was $119 if I remember correctly in Canadian dollars. I live in Canada, Toronto, Ontario, and Canada. Represent the six, baby. Represent if you live in Toronto and you're ever in Sherway Gardens. I live in Etobicoke. If you're ever in Sherway Gardens, look for me. You're ever in Walmart down in the southern Etobicoke area, look for me. I'm always around there. Best Buy, Walmart. I'm always in that plaza. Home Depot, 5 days a week. I go there 5 nights a week after the kids are in bed. I'm always there. Anyways, so if you live in Etobicoke, look for me in my CRV or my Odyssey. Just listen for the loud guy, okay? With glasses that's bald, you're gonna find me somewhere in Etobicoke in the 6. Represent. So anyways, I think it was $119 if I remember correctly, but don't quote me on that. It might be more, it might be less, and that's in Canadian dollars. Now with that price point in mind, you have to understand that people generally use a mouse for many years. When you buy a mouse for your computer, you're probably going to use it for the duration of the life of your computer and probably even into your next computer, okay? So usually you're going to use your computer for what, 5 to 7 years, I would say. Probably on average, if you buy a brand new good computer, you're probably going to use it for 5 to 7 years on average before you think about getting a new one. So you're going to probably use this mouse for 5 to 7 years on average. So even though it's a hefty price point, you're going to use this mouse probably daily for 5 to 7 years, you know, or at least more than a few times a week for 5 to 7 years. You're getting a good value for your dollar. Okay, if you like the mouse, it's worth it to splurge on it, in my opinion, okay? Also, I wrote down here on my little notes that I make for each video that I film. Yes, believe it or not, at the time that this is released, I'll probably be hovering around close to 7,000 videos because I film my stuff in advance. So by the time that this is out, I'll be around the 7,000 video mark on the channel, and I've made notes for every single video. I write down the title and the note for every single video, and I do all the work myself, from literally coming up with the idea to getting it up on the channel to monitoring the channel. It's only me. I don't have a team. It's literally me and my set of tripods / windshield mounts, just so you guys know. So give this video a thumbs up if you appreciate all of the things that I can sort of juggle with the channel. Anyways, the next thing that I wrote down is that a mouse is used more than a keyboard for the most part. You know, generally speaking, if you're doing a lot of typing, yeah, you're going to use a keyboard a lot, but most of the time to navigate through that typing, you're going to be using the mouse. And if you're just browsing the internet, you're going to be using the mouse. So as a rule of thumb, in terms of hours being used, not like number of clicks, but in terms of hours being used, a mouse is used more than a keyboard. So your mouse is probably next to the computer and the monitor. It's the next most important thing. More important than the keyboard, more important than the speakers, okay? Because you can operate a computer without a keyboard. You can't operate without a mouse for the most part. It's really, really hard. Your mouse is pretty much the most useful thing and the most used thing, other than the computer and the monitor, the display unit themselves. So definitely you're gonna want to get a good mouse, okay? This also offers extremely useful gestures, okay? So meaning, like, if you have a workflow, you do a certain number of things over and over again. If you can make a shortcut to do that thing, and it saves you 2 seconds every time, over the course of doing that thing over and over again, every day, multiple times a day, you're gonna save hours, potentially a week, hours a month, whatever the case is. And those are hours that you can use for your free time to do whatever you want. So the gestures, which are like, you know, using one finger to swipe left or right, using 2 fingers to swipe left or right, tapping with 1 finger, double tapping with 1 finger, double tapping with 2 fingers, blah, blah, blah. There are a whole bunch of gestures that you can use, and you can even customize some form of the gestures, and you can even customize like the type of clicks and stuff like that. It makes it, you can just really improve your workflow like you wouldn't believe. So you can take the time to set it up to make your workflow better, faster, more efficient, more effective, which to me, that's invaluable. If I can save, 3 hours a week on my side hustle work, because I'm a full-time elementary school teacher, believe it or not, I'm filming this on my lunch right now. So, if I can save a few hours a week, I would pay, thousands of dollars for that. Because when you accumulate that over the next 10, 20 years, that's a lot of time, okay? And my, 3 hours, if I'm assuming I'm going to, my time, I value my time, probably about $200 an hour, my own personal time, $250 an hour. I'll tell you how I calculate that in a whole separate video. That'll be a separate video, but I'll tell you how I make that calculation depending on what I'm doing on that free time. I'm not playing video games and calculating my time at $250 an hour. It's when I'm working, right? Then that's worth, 3 hours a week is worth $750 potentially, so like over the course of a month, we're already at about $3,000. Over the course of a year, we're already at about $35,000. So I would pay, tens of thousands of dollars to save 3 hours a week in my workflow. Right? It's as simple as that. So the gestures can give you that for only a small fraction of tens of thousands of dollars, right? So I like that, and I want to customize my working PC to have those same workflow things. And this, I never thought about it until now, but now I have motivation to go customize them. Yeah, so I'm going to do that. And I'll make a video about all the customizations that I do when the time comes. So essentially, this mouse, if you use it effectively, will save you time while you're working if you use the gestures properly, okay? You can work more efficiently, more effectively, which also reduces your level of stress because you're working for fewer hours on this, and you can change it to that, to whatever your freedom you want to work on, okay, within your free time. So essentially, the mouse, in my opinion, is worth it for the gestures alone and for the customization alone. 100% worth it. The fact that you get a great mouse along with it just for regular mouse usage is fantastic. So my opinion, is the mouse actually worth it? Yes, it is. And those are the reasons why. That's it. If you like this video explanation, please be sure to give it a nice, big, awesome, healthy, incredible thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.